Good morning, friends and family. John Miller, your Lake Stevens Realtor, coming at you here on Monday, August 17th, 2020. Still in our coronavirus lockdown. I think we're still in phase 2. There's no end in sight in there. Hope everyone beat the heat over the weekend. It was very hot here in the Northwest here yesterday. 96, I think, in Lake Stevens. It was just a scorcher yesterday. So hope everyone beat the heat, got a good night's sleep, and ready to take another crack at another week here, a couple weeks before school starts, for all the kids that are going to be remote learning. Anyway, today's question is coming out of Lake Stevens, Washington, and that's the question is, what's my home worth, and how does my agent value my home? And the process that I go through when people ask me, I'm looking to sell my home, I need to know what it's worth. And kind of it's kind of a big question. I'm just going to summarize here. There's a lot to this. But when I prepare a comparative market analysis, and that's a CMA, that's the first process that we go through, that is a professional estimate based on the data. It's not guesswork. And there's three ways we value property in real estate. The one we're most concerned with is the sales comparison approach, where we're selecting the sale of comparable properties to the subject property, and this is what similar homes are selling for in the open market. And 99% of what we do is the sales comparison approach. And I think most home sellers understand that. Most home sellers are doing a lot of their own research. Obviously, a lot of information online. You can go on pretty much any real estate website, do a little bit of research, and kind of find out what's going on. A lot of people look at their own neighborhood, which honestly is probably your best course of action if you really wanted to find out. Most of the time, obviously, you get a few aberrations here and there, but most people are interested when there's a home that comes on the market in their neighborhood and then sells. So it's one of the reasons I do a direct mail piece when I take a new listing, because most people want to know. Many people have friends and family that want to move in the area. But I digress. The other two ways we value property, one is the second is the income approach, and that's done specifically for investment properties, duplexes, triplexes, fourplexes, anything with an income that generating income that basically is a rented property. We take the financial records and then we do a tremendous amount of financial analysis, looking at cap rates, and that's how we determine value. And that's the primary way we determine value. Third way is the cost approach, and that's done almost primarily for new construction. An appraiser will actually use all three of those just to make sure they all kind of jive, but they always weight them, especially for a resale home. They almost always weight them heavily in the sales comparison approach. Then the next question is, well, how do you select comparable sales? That's if you're looking at things that are similar, what criteria do you use? And that's a good criteria. Obviously, we look at homes that have similar aspects to them, similar criteria. Obviously, number one, and you obviously have heard this before, like location. If it's in town, generally within a half-mile radius of the subject property. We do go out to a mile sometimes if there just aren't any data in that half-mile little bubble, but primarily half-mile radius to look at property. And then we look at the rest of the criteria: the square footage, the age, the lot size, garage spaces, really the things that are the most important, and honestly to buyers. The buyers are the ones that drive the market. And we do try to mirror the appraisal process, just to the extent that we know that most homes that sell are going to be selling with financing, and that financing is going to require an appraisal. And we try to look at what the appraisers do, just so we're not running into conflicts down the road. What I usually say is appraisers look at the financial value of a home. Your realtor is going to be looking at the market value of the home. They're very similar. They overlap about 90%, not 100%, about 90%. So that's where things stand with valuation. Obviously, there's a lot to this. There's a lot of other analysis that we look at when we're preparing our valuation. If you have any questions regarding any of that, obviously reach out to me directly. Happy to help you. There it is. Look at that. Look at that, 2.96 on a 30-year fixed. Unbelievable rates. Market's still moving very quickly. We know the real estate market's kind of been pushed into the fall. So everything's still moving. Anyone you're looking to sell, now's the time. At any rate, should be a nice, beautiful week. Stay healthy, stay cool, and we'll see you next week. Bye.